players are all joining into this lobby here now, just seconds away from getting things started here. And Kermit, very, very excited. I just want these players to join up ASAP so I can get going. And it looks like we are getting players to join their team. So St. Clair Saints, we have Ramen, Kamal, and then we also have Nitrix. And then for the side of OSU, we have Bergs, I think that is, and we've got Diesel and Pope. So very excited to see how things play out, and we are off to the races, Kermit.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to finally get the cast and watch some more Rocket League. As you know, we'll see how Saints do. Normally, it takes them the first game to warm up, and then they absolutely dominate. But they're gonna try and start something early.
Yeah, nice little floater shot there, but it will not connect. Kamal now taking this into the zone, trying to get it in. Oh my god, a mayhem in front of the net. You see Ramen trying to help out Nitrix. Gonna keep the ball. That's actually centered right in front of their net, but there is an OSU player there ready for the stop. Now, just like that, St. Clair playing very aggressive early here, and it is looking solid for them so far, Kermit.
Yeah, that's going to be a shot on goal, and that's Poke's going to get the pinch on that 50-50 attempt by Nitrix? Or
yeah.
Oh, yeah, Nitrix with the 50-50. And Poke got the best of that and pinched it in the net. That's going to be OSU with early lead.
Yeah, Pope would not have gotten that one there if Nitrix did not tap that ball with him up there in that 50-50. But I'm not really too worried for the Saints. That was a little bit of a mishap there with the 50-50 shot. And now it is going to be back in the Saints favor. And I think this is a goal. Yep. Ramen's just dribbling it in front of the net. Ramen gonna find that one. St. Clair Saints tied up 1-1 a minute into the match. And just like that, your St. Clair Saints are back on the attack. And that's kind of what I was saying, is I'm not really too concerned for the side of the Saints right now because they have just looked so dominant here in this first minute.
Yeah, and that little taunt there from Ramen, not really what you want to do early on, but you know, if they're that confident, let them be that confident. But Kamal gonna try and clear this as he does, but no, not gonna go for it, as Saints are gonna keep it in the end and try to get a shot on net here, just a little wide.
Yeah, so Nitrix now going to be battling for this ball against Poke here in the midfield position. Nothing going to come from it, though. And that is a shot on net from OSU. Another one there, but both of those shots going to go wide. Another one from Poke going to go wide. It's a little scary there for the Saints, but now they are going to be back on to the attack of things here. Now, ball going midfield. Kamal looking to take that one. He has it in hand, flips it over the defender, but doesn't matter. OSU going to take control.
Yeah, Kamal tried to slow it down there, but the OSU player did not push like he was expecting, as Nitrix goes for the shot. Gonna get it top corner.
Top corner, so nice. I didn't think that was gonna go in. I thought that was gonna hit the post, but just sneaks in. Oh my god, that shot looks unreal there in that camera angle.
That is just the ball angle, the curve, everything had to go in for it, just to let it slip in as they take a mid-game lead.
Yeah, beautiful stuff there from the Saints. 2-1 now is the score line here. OSU looking to take this one on to the attack. Bergs has the ball in control in the corner, goes for a one-on-one battle. Will get centered for OSU, but St. Clair going to take it out of their territory and now put it into OSU zone and put the ball back on the attack. That's a good center opportunity, but we do have Diesel there to make the stop from OSU.
Yeah, Ramen had an opportunity there. I don't think he expected that, as Poke gets a demo, which would have been clutch, but I believe that was Nitrix gets a good clear. As I say that, they almost drops down, and Nitrix again kicking that out of our zone, of the Saints zone.
Yeah, nice little shot there from Kamal, just a little too high and a little too wide. And that is going to be the ball back into Saints zone. Nice little shot on net there, but Kamal there for the save. Ramen now looking to play off the ball a little bit here, but I feel like I've seen this ball bounce around the midfield so much since the first minute of this game.
Yeah, definitely bouncing around, and you know, quite a bit of whiffs from both teams. As Saints are going to get a shot on goal, but that's going to be hit away from Diesel, I believe that was. And Saints going to try and put more pressure on it. It's going to drop in front of the net.
Oh, Kamal!
I was going to say big save by Diesel, but Kamal finishes it.
Yeah, that's a beautiful shot there. You know, really just keeping committed to that ball is the big play from Kamal there to put that one in. Or Diesel would have knocked that away if it wasn't for the big commit there from Saints, mainly being Kamal. 3-1 game here now for the Saints, and that's a big goal to build themselves a little bit more of a cushion here, Kermit.
Yeah, you have a minute and a half left, 2-goal lead, so you're kind of comfortable, but you definitely don't want to get too comfortable. You definitely still want to play offense and try to get another shot as Kamal just whiffs a little bit, which that could have put him up by another goal. But again, there's going to be a shot on goal for OSU, and Kamal's going to try and clear that out of there, but Poke, again, there to make the offensive play.
Yeah, for sure. So now for the St. Clair Saints, they are looking to keep the ball on commit here. And like I said, it's just a lot of these midfield battles until one player finds like a breakaway opportunity. But for now, it's still that 3-1 game. Time is becoming of the essence for OSU. They do not have a whole lot of time to work with here anymore, Kermit. I mean, they got 40 seconds to score 2 goals. You got to score a goal every 20 seconds.
Yeah, which, I mean, is very possible. They just need the opportunities, as Rahman's going to slow this down and try to do something here, but he's not going to tease. He's not going to juke the OSU player there that was in net, and Poke's going to get an opportunity here, but Rahman makes sure it doesn't go out of the net, out in front of the net, and kicks it mid.
Yeah, so just like that, now this ball dribbling around OSU's net with only 15 seconds remaining. I'm going to call it now probably and say this one most likely going in the direction of the Saints. There's not really any more time to work with here from the side of OSU. And the Saints going to take game 1 over Ohio State University. Let's see how the rest of this series plays out. But I mean, one thing left, just got to wait for this ball to hit the ground. But the game is already over technically. And okay, come on. This is pointless. All right,
it is,
so,
but I think if OSU would have had the goal there, I think that would have given them a little bit more momentum and hopeful going into game number 2. But both teams played excellent. And I mean, it was a back and forth game, all series or all game. And I mean, the only times that we scored were when we got a breakaway or something, and there was no defenders in net. So maybe expect a little more of that.
yeah, but you'd also say from Ohio State, you probably learned from your mistakes a little bit there. And, you know, you really change up the plans around to make yourself a little bit, you know, more, like, less vulnerable, to the breakaways.
Yeah, definitely want to. Their only goal there was the 50-50 win, which was a gorgeous goal. And, I mean, there's a few things that they need to change, but other than that, they've been looking good. And you have to shut down Saints when they go to the air, and I mean, if you can do that, the game's in your hands.
For sure. So the Saints, though, keeping their offensive pressure on here throughout this whole series so far, and the start of game 2. And so now, I mean, the Saints just really trying to keep this ball pressure on. OSU, though, doing a great job of keeping the defense intact.
Yeah, Nitric's going to get a shot here to an open net and give the Saints a 1-0 lead 50 seconds in.
Yeah, that's not a lot of time into this matchup here, and the Saints find that early lead once again, only to carry up their momentum throughout this matchup. They are now on a 4-goal run, because OSU opened up the series with 1, and the Saints have scored 4 shortly after. So now, I mean, it's really up to OSU now to answer back after all these Saints goals have connected.
Yeah, and I mean, they're only down by 1, so that's a good sign for them. But again, you have to make sure you're hitting those, clearing the balls, and you have to, when you clear those, you have to push and try to get an offensive break. Unfortunately for that, Kamal's going to get a demo here, but Poke's going to keep the offensive pressure and try to do something with that. And
yeah, so 3.5 minutes remain on the clock here. 1-0 is the scoreline still in this game. So a little bit of a slower one here now. Very defense heavy, and I honestly was kind of anticipating this a little bit going into this game. I feel like the last time we saw the Ohio State roster play, or the Ohio State B roster, play against the St. Clair Saints Green, it was, I feel like, more of a lower scoring kind of defensive heavy game that really did rely on a lot of breakaways, but Rahman goes huge and takes that one away from the St. Clair net.
yeah, that's a huge save right there. I mean, we're 2 minutes into the game number 2, and Saints still holding on to a 1-0 lead, so you can't get too comfortable. And I mean, they're not by any chance, as OSU's going to get an opportunity here, but they're going to kick it to the corner and try to get something going. As I believe that was Poke, demos Kamal, and they're going to try and get something right here.
Yeah, so now about half the game has been played, and there's not a lot of action here on the offensive side of things for either squad. But I think the Saints are really looking to get a grip of things here now, slow it down their playstyle with this 1-goal lead, and set up for a really good opportunity because they know a lot of these kind of like loose shots they're taking not really connected.
Yeah, those are probably the most important shots. Even if they don't hit the net, they'll come up with a rebound and try to do something. That's almost going to drop in front of the net, but Poke is going to clear that out. But Kamal's there to put that in front of the net again. And Nitrix just a little bit wide, but he's still up on the wall.
The tip.
With the patience. And nobody's there to commit as Kamal trying to do something, but OSU's defense standing tall, standing strong.
That's a nice center, but it will be knocked out by OSU. Like you were saying, the defense is standing strong. And St. Clair just trying to get past that brick wall of a defense right now from OSU, but it's not working out in their favor. Nitrix barely tipping the ball away from his net. Another shot opportunity. Good rebound from Berg's. Gonna find the goal for OSU, tying us up at 1-1 with only a minute and a half on the clock. The defense a little lacking there for the side of St. Clair.
That was a gorgeous redirect from Diesel. And then realizing that Saints made a save, he puts it back out in front for them to get the opportunity, and Burgess scores. So it's an even game, one apiece. And I mean, a minute 30 left. This should be interesting. I'm going to assume that next goal wins with the way both teams are playing.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you on that one, Hermit. Next goal most likely going to close out this game as not a lot of time remains, and Nitrix finds it just after we say that. So I believe that puts a huge advantage into St. Clair's favor, not only for the game, but for the series in general. So, yeah, I mean, only a minute and 18 seconds to work with, both teams playing a very defensive play style, but I think that is quickly going to change for OSU as they're going to be against the wall right now with this scoreline.
Yeah, Ramen, that's a huge demo as Nitrix is going to try and get a little fancy here, but again, that was Diesel with the save, and demo after demo is just, I believe that's OSU just demoing everybody from the Saints as they don't get the opportunity that they need when they do that. So, but I mean, there's still 50 seconds left and there's an opportunity here, but Nitrix with a huge save.
Yeah, so now at this point in the game, St. Clair Saints 2-1 still, 40 seconds remain. Both able to come up with a couple opportunities, but nothing going quite yet. One more goal from the Saints, I think, will really put this one away and put the nail in the coffin. And that's exactly what we're going to see Nitrix try to do. Put a shot on the net. Not going to go. Ramen with another amazing save there. I believe that was from Bergs. And, I mean, at this point in time, if you're OSU, you are trying to commit everything right now. And the Saints just repetitively putting shots on net is not a good sign. Ramen finds an opening. Gonna put it in there. Poke with a nice little rebound. But that shot is through. And Kamal gonna find the goal. And that's gonna put this one away for the Saints.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for OSU, but I mean, Kamal, that's a gorgeous shot. You deflect it down, making sure that the guy in the top of the net's not going to save it, and unfortunate for Bergs there. He was at the wrong place, wrong time, and didn't get the right jump on. As Poke almost gets a shot on goal there, and I think that's what they needed.
Oh. They could have a little bit of time to work with, but I don't think any of this time will be enough. And exactly as shown, St. Clair Saints now going to have 2-0 lead in the series over OSU, only needing one more. But hey, we've seen a reverse sweep between these two teams already before. I'm saying the series ain't over, not even close. So let's see how things play out.
Definitely not over, especially with the way that game ended. That game played back and forth, defense heavy game, and OSU the last minute, their defense was unbelievable. They got lucky with that goal at, I believe that was a minute 18 left in the game, so to put them in the lead. So other than that, I think that this series is anybody's still, and I honestly think those big saves gave them some momentum. So maybe we'll see OSU make a comeback.
For sure. I mean, OSU really did make a lot of great defensive plays in that last game. They're definitely not out of this series whatsoever. Just the Saints coming up good here in the first two games, really building their lead, and it's really got to make them feel a little bit more comfortable here moving forward. But they know there's never going to be a moment of comfort against an OSU roster.
Yeah, they're just one of those squads that will always be good. And I mean, that was a gorgeous play by Kamal trying to center that. And I mean, it's going to be back and forth. As I say that, Ramen gives Saints a 1-0 lead 20 seconds into this game.
Yeah, and his little F1 car down there, he is just going with it. And it is going to be the St. Clair Saints with that 1-0 lead. Only 20 seconds into this one. I honestly was not anticipating that early of a goal.
Well, I mean, the last game started off with 10 seconds in, so I think it takes a minute or two for OSU to get comfortable, and then once they do, that's when it's a back and forth game. And I also think that's why Ramen left the lobby there at the end of game number 2. He's trying to switch out his car, make it a little more interesting.
Yeah, for sure. So 1-0 here now for the Saints still as more time has passed. But still lots on the clock. Ramen going for another opportunity there from way up with that aerial, bringing that ball down with him, keeping control. Kamal, nice little opportunity there. Going to bring it past the net, pass it right to Ramen. That was a beautiful place up. He could have went for the shot, but he knows Ramen is right there on the ground waiting for it. Let's just bring it into him and try for a better opportunity.
Yeah, Ramen again going to go off the backboard there, but looking for the double touch, but pokes there to make sure that does not happen. Nitrix going to get it over one defender. And Kamal just could not get there as Bergs clears the ball.
Yeah, so now, I mean, time still continuously ticking as OSU is still, I mean, we found an early goal and then there's nothing since, right? It's like such a dry spout after. So, yeah, both teams now back to their heavily defensive ways, with St. Clair really just taking advantage of huge opportunities. And I feel like OSU just haven't really been able to get their goals that ran up because they're spending so many time defending St. Clair's pressure.
Yeah, and they're doing a good job of it. So, Saints,
they are.
That's why they're only having one goal. As I say that, Ramen gets the shot. Big save, but Nitrix puts that away.
Yeah, that's a beautiful one. Yeah, Nitrix just comes in, he sees the opportunity, and he takes it. And that's the big thing with this Saints roster and putting those shots on net. Those rebounds come through, and it just really puts OSU out of position. And if a Saints player is there ready to play off that rebound, really going to benefit them there. Now with a 2-0 lead in this matchup here, 2 minutes and 50 seconds remain. We're almost halfway through, but the Saints extending their lead is going to be absolutely huge for the Saints, and it's a little bit devastating now for the side of OSU.
Yeah, it's definitely not impossible, and there is definitely some opportunity as there's only 2 players. The Saints, that's going to be a shot on goal, and Kamal makes a massive save to keep them up by 2, and they're going to try and turn this into some offensive pressure.
Yeah, Ramen really putting a nice deflection on that ball, making it close, and Nitrix following it up with a rebound shot. Diesel going to be there to save the day, though, from the side of OSU, but this 2-goal lead is still here. Time slowly ticking. We're over halfway through this game here now, and OSU going to need to find one, and going to need to find one here soon if they do take this one, I believe.
Using the third player, that's a big save on the line. Oh, man, this might be momentum that OSU needs to get a goal here. That's going to be a centered, but Kamal is going to make sure it doesn't.
Oh my gosh.
Demo
for demo.
Yeah, demo for demo. All series long has been incredible.
It reminds me of like hockey when like you get a really big hit onto somebody and then one of your teammates has to even the line up a bit and sends one out as well with all these demos here in this matchup. But a minute and a half remains, and OSU, like I was saying, I already said a few seconds ago, crucial for them to find a goal ASAP, and I am still sticking to my word on that. It's very crucial.
Yeah, you're getting down now, minute 20 left. You don't have too much time, and you just need something quick. As Saints are going to get an opportunity here, but Poke making sure that doesn't happen, and they need to slow it down and learn Saints is fast. Everything about them is fast, so
Yeah, it's so hard to compete with when everything is as fast-paced, but Diesel gonna find one with just under a minute remaining. That might be the start that OSU needs to try to find this game.
It starts with one goal, and that's exactly what they needed. They have a minute to score another goal, which isn't a lot of time, but it's enough time. It's enough time to get a face-off and waste a little bit of time and try to get something started.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. So now the Saints are going to be keeping up their offensive pressures, but Berg's going to set himself up nicely, and that's the goal. OSU finds one just 11 seconds later here, Kermit, and now we have a 2-2 game. The Saints are looking like they will be going to overtime unless another goal is scored here in this last 48 seconds. I know we've already said it once in this series, but I think one more goal in this game will most likely determine the winner.
Yeah, Diesel was bullying Nitrix in the net when he was trying to make a save. So that's exactly what you have to do against the Saints. You have to make sure when you get a shot, you have somebody there to demo their goalie or just to mess them up a little bit. And I don't think Saints are going to take that lightly as OSU tries to turn it into an offense.
Yeah, I mean, OSU has really looked like they changed their play style. As soon as they could get a little bit more control over that Saints roster, they have put on all of their resources onto the offensive side of things.
Yeah,
so now a midfield battle real quick. But yeah, like you were saying, Saints looking like they're going overtime.
Yeah, I wouldn't count that out yet as the ball is still up in the air. There is no time left on the clock, and they're just going to let it hit the ground. I think that's the best part for OSU to do is bring it to overtime, get a reset, take a little breath, and go for it. This is your last chance.
Oh my God, Kamal! 6 seconds into overtime, just after Kermit goes, this is your last chance for OSU, but not anymore, as Kamal is going to end this series there with an overtime goal right off of the face-off. That is going to be your St. Clair Saints taking a 3-0 win over OSU and advancing to 3-0 in the CCA Summer Series Open Division. And we have another one here shortly after, Kermit, but they played phenomenal there in that matchup against OSU.
That was a great series. Even though it was 3-0, it was a great 3 games from both teams. The defense from OSU was outstanding, could keep up with Saints and could do everything, counter everything. The only time Saints could score is when there's an open net.
Yeah, but I mean, the Saints brought OSU to positions all the time to allow for that open net to come through. So, you know, there also is some skill involved with that net being open in the first place. So, very good stuff there from the Saints. Very good stuff from Ohio State. They really looked like they were turning things around there in that final game before Kamal was able to just knock that overtime faceoff goal in. But minus the fact, as of right now, I mean, your Saints are looking good. Coming off of, I think, you have 3-3-0 wins already in this division. I may be correct, but they should be 3-0 with 9-0 game count, which is absolutely phenomenal. That's a phenomenal win percentage.
Yeah, that's definitely what you want. And I mean, moving on, maybe even closer towards playoffs, it'll be seeding and all that. Having that 9-0, and if they can keep it, if they can keep doing 3-0s with 3-0s, if you keep doing that, and I mean, anything, it's all in your favor. So,
yeah, any team is going to be lining up against you and a little bit concerned because you just haven't dropped a game yet. It doesn't matter who you play. You know, you can play a school or another team that maybe isn't as strong, but they can still pull up a game just from a few, you know, nice open net opportunities, this or that. So for a team to consistently win all their games, it's absolutely phenomenal, and that's what we see there from the Saints. But huge shout out to Ohio State as well. Before we do switch over to a break here, before we get under for our second game of the night. Yeah, like I was saying, though, Ohio State playing good. Just got to keep it up, work on a little bit of things in practice there, and they'll be good to go for their future matchups. St. Clair Saints Green, though, got another big one ahead of them here very shortly. We are going to throw this one to a quick little break, so stay with us. My name is Jackson the Fry Brown, joined alongside Nicholas Kermit Malosh as we get ready to go into Game 2.